says that when she realized she was pregnant at 14, it's like a bomb went off, and her present life and her future life and her family's life exploded. How does one really cope when one's life and family life, present and future, explodes right in front of your eyes?
During that time, like I can vocalize a lot of things now, but then it's no...
By the way, that's not uncommon.
No, it's not
the
uncommon.
Trauma in childhood many times numbs us, but as we get older, we focus on going back in memory and break through our subconscious. We cannot give words to the child.
Yes.
And that's how it liberates the child. You know, the chapter in that new book in New York where they published my work, because I've, in the years here at Nassau, been working on how to confront shame. And I just want to say to people, things like abuse, things like pregnancies, rape and stuff, yes, these are painful and they're terrible. But please don't forget, it is possible to get treatment. In my family program, I have many people who are abused, hurt, incested, murdered, but they're now doing well. And I'm tired of people telling me about the statistics. I know the statistics better than anybody else, but I've developed a way I can help you to cope with that shame, and you can walk free again. Please, please, Bahamian family, don't just focus on the negative. Focus on how do we get help for these guys in prison? How do we get help for that young girl who feels a bomb has exploded in life? Help is possible. You come to my family program, you meet people who've been abused since 7. They're doing well, they've got married, they have children, and they're doing very well, and they're highly respected. Help is possible, and being a Christian nation, of course, we believe that God is always with the hurting.
Absolutely.
So I don't feel discouraged. I feel that's a time for us to come around and be with people and let them know we love them and we're going to stick with them to the end. But at 14, that's a scary feeling. Oh my God. That's a scary feeling, Christine. Can you still feel it now?
Yes.
As you feel it now, what does it feel like?
It is, I used to say, even up to a couple years ago, that I share my story with anybody who wants to know. But there's always, and I don't share it to boast about it or to be proud about it. I share it because I think it's necessary that some people hear it, especially young girls.
But I think, if I may say, I've come to know you somewhat in the past few weeks, but I think you have a spiritual gift that you can share the pain of life, but somehow your parents inculcated in you that some other force was beside you.
Absolutely.
You
You're
want
absolutely
to say it a different way?
I think even, I tell people, even when I wasn't thinking about God, He was thinking about me. As
say that again.
I say
Very important.
when I was not thinking about God, He was thinking of me, and He orchestrated so many things and people around me to bring me to this age now where I am. And the main set of people, the initial set of people, was my family. And so those older siblings, I'm the fifth of 6 children. And though the older 4, they circled the wagon around me. I'm telling you, they circled the wagon around me.
Put the health chain.
I am telling you, I love Westerns. Okay, love chain.
You like that?
Yes, or the love wagon.
Fellow Bahamians, our children, we make mistakes. We fail. So do you, by the way. But we need what?
Yes.
A love chain.
Yes.
Sheena, you had a love chain around you.
I'm telling you, the older I get, the more I appreciated that. You know...
Wait, is that a family island trait? Do we have that in Nassau?
I'm sure it exists. It's not...
Family island, you seem to have more, it's more there, right?
I don't know that it's just the family island. I think it's in the suburbs, it's in the cities, it is there. Sometimes
This past week you said your sister in Anderson made fish and set it down for you.
Oh my goodness.
And I said, well, tell us that
yes.
for me too then.
She would
so
do
beautiful.
it.
I know she would, but I'm saying it's so beautiful that you still have this love chain.
It is a beautiful feeling. You cannot, our family, we always say that we're so blessed. And she still calls me Chrissy baby. I am an old woman now. I have great-grandchildren, and she calls me Chrissy baby, but the love is there. They when I say they put that circle around me. I had my son in August of that year, the first week.
When you were pregnant, did you go out?
No, only with my family. If they were traveling from, say, I live with my older sister primarily, and so from her house to my grandmother's house and aunt's house, but we weren't out sitting up on the beach. I remember when I went to the beach would have been after I had my son. Right?
So for that period, then you were just kept home.
I chose to stay.
Protected, but also loved.
Yes. I never remember hearing anything, any derogatory comments from my sister. I am sure something was said somewhere in the family or friends of the family. I think they protected me from that. I never heard it. It did not mean that they condoned the behavior. I knew that that was clear. This is unacceptable. This is not what we're condoning.
That's what you mean by the love chain.
Yeah.
They made you feel accepted,
yeah.
even though you were ashamed. Because shame means I hate myself.
Yeah. No,
and shame makes us reject the love we crave and walk triumphantly toward the rejection we fear. So at that point when everything was gone in your life, this love chain of your family.
They stepped in.
Accepted
They stepped in. They stepped in a big way and made sure that, okay, this is a pause in your life. This is not the end of your life. And so once I had my son, that first week of August, the first week of September, I was in school. Not the same school. I went to government school.
In the old days, when a girl got pregnant, you got to leave the school.
Private schools would not take you back. And the thing is, I don't know that they knew, you know. I was able to last.
The family? Somebody knew you. He said, oh, that's where you went, eh? Remember
yes, yes.
He said, Christine,
yes.
we were in the same class.
And she didn't know.
And we didn't know where you went.
I just disappeared.
And she looked at and she didn't have a clue.
No.
And she said nobody in the class had a clue.
No.
Your parents put such a ring of love around you.
I'm telling you.
And they took care of you.
And then I was so skinny, and then those days, so it was April and I was wearing my sweater. And so nobody really knew. But until I just dropped out of school, that would have been like April when I had my son in August.
Then he said, you just disappeared.
I disappeared. Drop off the face of the earth.
She said, well, as a kid, we don't know.
No.
Christine gone.
We were so young, you know. And so, and if I had gone with them from primary school, maybe the bond would have been, greater. But I came to them in grade 7. And so they didn't know me very well. And I was very quiet, you know. But for me, when my siblings said, okay, school in September, all right then. I don't know, I'm more than likely it's the older sister, they got my uniform. I was back in school. There are 2 older sisters, then the third sibling is a brother. So he was at College of the Bahamas then, so he would drop me to school. Sometimes if his classes collided, I'd walk to my grandmother. But there was that village. The village was there.
You know, Christine, most of my work has been on shame. Shame does block development. Shame blocks futurity when you look in the future. Shame makes you lose interest in your life. How did shame affect you at 14 and being pregnant?
Except for not wanting to be seen by the public.
By the way, that's one other way we describe shame. Once we're shamed, we don't want to be seen.
No.
And we don't want to be known.
No.
We want to be loved. We want to be loved without being known. So in the Bahamas, we all want to be loved, but not known. Our greatest fear is what? To be known, because we may not be what?
Be loved.
Right.
Absolutely.
But when we talk to God, He wants to know us, but He also loves us.
Yes.
It seems that your family was able to let you be known, but also let you be what?
Loved.
Loved, in spite of being known.
And like I said earlier, that even when I wasn't thinking of God, He was thinking of me. Through my family, God showed me His love.
So God is family then? Is that what you're saying, Christine? God is family?
He is.
Explain.
I really believe that. He comes alongside you. It's not always obvious. Like, okay, I'm 14. I'm not thinking about praying to God and developing a relationship with Him, even though I knew about Him. I grew up practically in church. I knew about Him. I didn't accept Him as Lord and Savior until I was like 15. But during that crucial time, God showed me His love. And I don't think I fully appreciated it. The love He was showing me through my family, the care, the protection that he was showing
Did you
us.
feel bad, or that you had failed, or you had sinned, or
I not
you let
sinned. I
everybody
wasn't
down?
thinking like that. Thinking in terms of failing God, no, because I didn't have that relationship with him. But I thought I let my family down. You know, I was like I said, the fifth, or then I was like the youngest. I had a younger brother who was like 7 years younger than I was, and he was an Andrews. But they had such high expectations for me. Like, first 2 years, I was doing well in school, and that was the thing, okay? My family, I just found out as an adult, as I got older, okay, we're kind of poor, right? Our family didn't have a lot of money, but boy, we didn't miss out on the love, right?
You know, Christina, I don't know, we did send you the chapter in the book in New
Yes.
York. It discusses my work on shame. And in that chapter, the patient case I used was a very distinguished lady, a family who came to the Bahamas to work with me because of the tragedy. And it turned out that around 14, she had the same experience.
Wow.
But she felt she let her church down, she let her parents down, she let the kids in the class down. And she felt the best thing she could do is go underwater. She said, Dr. Allen, I went underwater at 14 and I've never come up.
Oh, wow.
And I said, why? Because when I let my friends down, I let my parents down, I let the school down, the best place for me was to be unknown and be hidden. But this gentleman who was with me loved me still and married me. But my problem is I'm still underwater. And now when I try to come out of water, I feel he pushes me back down. So I want to kill myself. Because even though it's been years since that pregnancy, she said it messed up my life. I said to her, do you mind if I role play your 14-year-old self? And I said, hey, hello, I'm you, age 14. I'm so sorry I messed up your life. I didn't know any better. Please forgive me. She shouted at me, yes, you did mess up my life. Get out of my life. I want nothing to do with you. And I said, you know, how do I get out of our life? I'm 14, you know, you may be whatever age you are, but you and I are what? One. Every morning you get up, you go up a set of steps, you always touch the bottom one first.
Yes.
So I'm there with you every day. So I feel if we can't work something out with me, I can contaminate, in fact, even destroy your life. And then she started crying. She started crying. She realized she had to deal with that 14-year-old self, who she tried to run away from, hide underwater from. But the point is, now she was suffocating and not wanting to live. Because this 14-year-old kid, I was what? Suffocated, strangled.
Yes.
And now she was feeling suicidal. So many times when adults feel suicidal, it's the hurt child in them that's strangled. Our suicide rates increased a little bit here, but I'm sure it's connected to the hurt that took place in childhood, which was never processed. And as we get older, that hurt comes to bite us, and sometimes either us to cause each other hurt somebody else or to take revenge on ourselves. We're going to take a break and be right back.